Well, look, normally the vote for a deputy leader of a political party wouldn't mean much. Federally, the deputy should be important. The deputy is the link between the parliamentary party and the leader, and that has to be maintained. To put it simply, the two federal deputies in the Liberal Party and the National Party are simply not up to the job. Most people couldn't tell you they were. In New South Wales tomorrow, the Parliamentary Liberal Party will choose a new deputy leader. The process is reflective of what is currently happening in Britain with the Conservative Party. The Parliamentary Party is out of step with the rank-and-file Liberal Party membership, who will not cop Matt Kean. Why is tomorrow critical in New South Wales? Well, if the Perrottet government thinks it's in a mess now, make no mistake. If Matthew Kean is chosen by the Parliamentary Liberal Party as deputy, the Perrottet government is finished. Remember, you heard me say this on August 8, 2022. I told you 18 months before the federal election that the Morrison government was gone. I've been around a long time. I can read the public mood. An election in March. I'll say it again, my information is Perrottet is supporting Kean for the deputy's job. But in the last several hours, it seems the factions have spoken and David Elliott will not run. This, in my view, is the beginning of the end of this government. The public are far too smart to cop this. Janice writes today, and I quote, "Just like the federal Liberals, the New South Wales Liberal Party is tearing itself apart. And in my opinion, State Treasurer Matt Kean has played a huge part in that. Due to his daily diary excerpts published in the telly during his COVID isolation, I've come to see a different side of the Kean rival David Elliott. Not only does he have a good sense of humour, he appears a man of conviction and not swayed by how the wind blows, and is a standout selection for deputy leader of the New South Wales Liberal Party," unquote. I will speak to David Elliott in just a moment. But Marge from Castle Hill writes, "I don't know if David Elliott will get the job of New South Wales Liberals deputy leader or if a dark horse will emerge, as long as someone replaces Matt Kean. He has done nothing constructive to deserve his powerful position, and it's time for him to go. The next election is not looking good," says Marg, "for the state government, and they need everyone on the same page going forward, not a left-leaning Green pretending to be a Liberal." Well, David Elliott joins me. David Elliott, thank you for your time. You are not a candidate now.
No, Alan. I mean, I've been around politics long enough, not as long as you, but, I joined the Young Liberals in 1986 on my 16th birthday and worked for a few politicians, and, I can count. And for me to run tomorrow, it would have been a donkey on Derby Day. I would have been a set aside. Unfortunately, the modern transactions in politics, and of course the way that the faction system now dominates the way that all political parties operate, meant that it would have been a waste of everybody's time for me to put my name forward.
So Premier Perrottet is supporting Matt Kean?
Well, listen, can I just clarify? The Premier has not said for me to withdraw. He just made it very clear that in the interests of party unity, it was best that there wasn't a ballot, and I respect that. And I've worked for leaders who've had duds. I don't agree with that, by the way. Well, yeah. I mean, I've served and worked for leaders that have had dud deputies, and if that relationship isn't one of mutual respect, well then that's.
But I mean, how can the Liberal Party survive when only last week this same man who apparently is going to get there unopposed was virtually accusing Perrottet of being a dunce and stupid in relation to the removal of Patinos, and they were wanting heirs to go and so on. And the same man is not saying, I can't have a bloke this disloyal to the Liberal Party supporting me. No, get rid of Elliott and promote Kean.